How to fix a false start on your M8 Softail. Catch you inside.
RevelatorAlf.
Hello, welcome to RevelatorAlf. I hope you're all well in these testing times. So this service video is all about when you go to hit the start button on your Harley Davidson M8 Softail or your Tourer, and you hit the start button, and then there's a momentary lull, or there's a momentary where nothing happens, the starter doesn't engage, and then all of a sudden it does kick back into life and the bike starts up. In the meantime, what happens on your instrument module, you lose power to that as well, so you have to then reset your clock because it's lost power, so the clock doesn't work anymore, and it's actually quite annoying. So there's quite a few things that you could start to investigate. So first of all, you could investigate the start switch itself, so the right hand control module. You could look into that. You could also look into the battery itself, how much charge has it got, and also when you hit that start button, how much does the battery voltage drop? Because if it drops less than 9.6 volts, then you've probably got a duff battery, or in the worst case scenario, you've got a starter problem. It's drawing too much current on start. Okay, so those are kind of worst case scenarios. You can even measure the voltage drop from the battery itself to the starter motor, and if it's more than 1 volt drop, then you've got too much resistance in that cable, and that needs to be changed as well. You can take off the side covers and try and access the starter motor itself, and then try and disconnect the solenoid clip, the connector, and then clean that off and put dielectric grease in there and reconnect it, all that kind of stuff. Now you could actually do yourself a favor as well, because this may interfere with your starting process as well, and also give your jiffy stand or your side stand sensor a really good clean as well. Give it a good clean, because that interferes with, let's say, it will cut the engine if you try to engage a gear with the side stand still down, right? So that could happen as well. So give it a good clean, so you're giving yourself the fighting chance. What could be the problem at the worst case scenario is not the battery, and it's not the starter motor, it's actually your BCM. Your BCM could be faulty or starting to be faulty, and it could have something to do with the accelerometer or your bank angle sensor, where it's not putting the bike upright, or it's not sensing that the bike is upright. In other words, that you may have dropped the bike and you have to pick it back up to recycle the run switch, and that'll let you start up the bike again. There might be something wrong with that. That's worst case scenario, so you might be looking at an investigation into the BCM. But I'm going to tell you exactly what seems to be the problem on my bike, and it's got nothing to do with any of that. So sorry it's taken this long to get to this point. I've checked the voltages, I've checked the switches, I've checked the side stand sensor switch. I've done all that kind of stuff, and all it was that I needed to, on the battery terminals, give them an extra half turn. So that's it, just tighten them up a little bit more, and then that seems to have cured the problem. There doesn't seem to be any issue with my starting now. So whether it's on the side stand or in an upright position, it just, as soon as I hit the starter, it fires up. Let me show you. So if you ever have this faltering start on your M8 Softail or Tourer, or for that matter any motorcycle, check your battery terminals. You might think they're tight, but sometimes they just need to be squeezed just a little bit more. Now obviously you might want to make sure that you're not over tightening it, so do it to the torque specifications. But sometimes if it's a couple of years old, or you've added electrical accessories to that battery, extra cabling to that battery to power electrical accessories or wiring harnesses, that kind of thing, it might not be as tight as you like. So just tighten it a little bit more, because there does need to be a good crimp there in order for all that power from the battery to go to the starter when you hit the start button. Anyway, I hope you found that useful. I just have been having this kind of issue for the last few days. It happened about 6 months ago, then it went away, and it kind of got the brain cells thinking of what could be causing it, and it was a process of elimination, and it was the simplest thing. So as I've kind of said repeatedly, a lot of problems come from the battery or the battery terminals. But it's good to go through a process of elimination as well, because it not only rules out those things, but also helps you to keep on top of what you should be checking for, or what you can check for. Anyway, I hope you found that useful. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell, like and share, and check out the website RevelatorAlf.com. And I'll catch you again on the next video, coming very soon. Ta-da!